On the 10th anniversary of our relationship, my boyfriend secretly arranged a grand wedding for my cancer-stricken best friend. Her final wish was to marry him, and he agreed, without telling me. Ray Hall blocked all news about it, forbidding anyone to inform me, but my best friend livestreamed the entire ceremony for me to see. That night, I cried until I fainted. After the wedding, Ray stayed with her on the island. Then, on a day when my heart condition flared up, he rushed to take her to the hospital, leaving me behind and almost costing me my life. In pain, I accepted a proposal from Nathan Foster, a prominent figure in Seattle's elite circle. He kept confirming, "Trina Barton, are you really willing to marry me?" Every few minutes, he'd message me to make sure. After I agreed, he sent me over a dozen diamond ring designs to choose from, each one more breathtaking than the last. "These are rings I bought at auction. Do you like any of them?" When I didn't reply right away, he messaged again a few seconds later. "If none of these suit your taste, there's a jewelry auction in the UK soon. I'll take you there to pick one yourself." After examining the rings carefully, I sent a voice message to Nathan. "The graph pink diamond looks beautiful. Let's choose that for our wedding ring." Just then, Ray appeared behind me. He overheard the words "wedding ring" and, for once, his normally composed face showed a flash of panic. "Wedding ring? What wedding ring?" he asked, staring at me with an intensity that almost unsettled me. I met his gaze with indifference, ready to come up with an excuse. But just then, my phone rang. It was my best friend, Elena Turner. I answered, and her tearful voice came through the line. "Trina, is Ray with you? I just had another nosebleed. I'm so scared." Before I could respond, Ray grabbed the phone from me. "Elena, don't worry, I'll be there right away," he assured her urgently. Then, without another word to me, he rushed out. I was left standing there, forgotten, as he ran to her side. Only then did I remember that he had asked me to join him for a night cruise on the Pearl River tonight, a plan he'd made to make up for missing our 10th anniversary. So this is what it feels like to finally let go of someone. Watching him run after another woman, my heart remains calm, untouched, as if nothing could stir it anymore. My phone rang again. This time, it was Nathan. "Trina, are you ready? I'll pick you up in Boston tomorrow." Gazing into the distance, I replied softly, "Give me a week to settle things here. After that, I'll return to Seattle, and we'll get married." His voice was warm on the other end. "All right, I'll be waiting for you. If anything comes up that you can't handle, remember, I'm here." After we hung up, I called Grandpa Hall to say goodbye. He and my grandfather were comrades in arms and shared a deep bond. When I was 8, doctors diagnosed me with a severe heart condition. As luck would have it, the Hall family owned a renowned private hospital specializing in cardiology, so my grandfather decided to send me to them in Boston for treatment. Since then, Ray's parents have cared for me as their own, and Grandpa Hall has always looked after me with boundless kindness. As I prepared to return to Seattle, it felt only natural to say my goodbyes. Ray didn't come home again that night. A message from Elena appeared on my phone. "Look at you with cake all over your face, so cute." Attached was a photo of Ray leaning down to take a bite of cake, with Elena playfully smearing cream on his cheek. Moments later, she deleted the message. "I'm sorry, Trina, I sent it to the wrong person just now," she wrote again. Ray thought it was cute and asked me to send it to him. "You're not upset, right?" I didn't reply. Instead, I went back to my room and quietly began packing my things. The following day at noon, Ray finally came home, carrying a gift he'd brought to apologize. "Trina, Elena's condition got serious last night. I just took her to the hospital," he said, watching me closely. I stayed silent as I opened the velvet box he offered. Inside was an elegant Van Cleef & Arpels watch, the strap circled in diamonds, beautiful, extravagant. Yet, I remembered he had once given Elena a similar gift. Mine was simply the pricier version. Noticing my lack of response, Ray asked with a hint of worry, "Trina, are you upset?" I answered calmly, "No. Elena's unwell, you should be with her." He gave me a curious look, as if sensing something off about my response, but eventually just sighed. "I'm glad you're not angry," he said. "After all, we have a long future ahead of us together." "But Elena," his eyes glistened with emotion. I had no patience to hear more. "Then, by all means, spend more time with her." With that, I turned to leave, but he caught my wrist, stopping me in my tracks. When I looked up, my expression was flat, my gaze emotionless. What is it? I asked. Ray looked mildly annoyed, though he didn't seem to know why. Before he could say more, his phone rang again. Glancing at the screen, he looked back up at me. Trina, I'll be on a business trip for a few days. I won't be back for a while. You take care, I replied casually, thinking that his absence would make it easier for me to visit the Hall family and say my goodbyes. The next morning, I gathered the gifts I'd prepared and made my way to the Hall family home. When Mrs. Hall heard I was returning to Seattle, her eyes filled with concern. Trina, what happened? You've settled so well here in Boston, why leave so suddenly? Mr. Hall, on the other hand, slammed the table in frustration. And where is Ray? Why didn't he come with you? Did he mistreat you? I hesitated, but I couldn't bring myself to tell them everything. No, nothing like that. It's just that I've been away from home for so long, I'd like to go back and reconnect. Mrs. Hall looked at me with concern. Does Ray know you're planning to go back? To keep things simple, I nodded. Yes, he knows. With that, everyone seemed to understand there was no convincing me to stay. After exchanging a few more words, I stood to leave. Just then, the front door swung open, and there stood Ray, Elena beside him, her expression calm and assured. Trina, what a surprise to see you here, she said with a smile, as if she were already a part of the Hall family. I held her gaze, my voice steady. I don't need to explain to you why I'm here. With that, I brushed past Ray, heading for the door. Realizing I was leaving, Ray quickly followed, his voice urgent. Trina, you've got this all wrong. I only brought Elena here so my parents could help her find a good doctor. He paused, as if trying to appeal to reason. She's also your best friend, after all. You're not upset, are you?